Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Expectations versus Reality, and we're going to find out what this person is truly thinking. And you guys may use this for a romantic reading, you may use it for another type of a reading, for work, for some type of a relationship reading, although we'll see where the reading goes. Sometimes it just is what it is, and that's tarot for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna have 3 piles to choose from today. We're gonna have pile number 1, which is the black tea light. We'll have pile number 2, which is the purple tea light. And pile number 3, which is the orange tea light. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it today and get started. I will put the other piles aside. And for those of you that would like to join me on the extended reading, we will be having an 18+ extended reading if you feel like joining me on my Vimeo channel. So let's go ahead and get into it today. Ring in the energy. All right. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the black tea light, and today's reading is called Expectations versus Reality, What They Truly Think, okay? And for those of you that would like to continue on to the extended reading, I'll be having an 18+ extended reading after this reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. And you guys chose the black tea light, and oh, there's the moon on the bottom of the deck, and I knew it was some type of like spooky thing. So you guys may be like super into Halloween, super into wearing different costumes or doing different costumes, or just celebrating All Hallows Eve, or Samhain as we call it. I mean, we're pretty far from that right now. We're just at the beginning of August here, but it's never too late to start. It's never too late to start planning pile number 1. And Spirit also said Morticia Addams to me, so maybe you guys really like the Addams family, or you think that she in particular is really cool. So pile number 1, I just heard Black Witch Weave, which is very interesting. Pile number 1. I'm not sure if that's a brand of something, or if somebody, it's like a cultural thing or cultural pride, or yeah, look at that. There's strength with Leo, okay? Talk about pride, all right? But somebody in their hair, okay? Somebody talking about like having pride and loving their hair, or looking good in their hair, okay? So pile number 1, let's go ahead and see. I just heard Lacey and Macy as 2 names as well, so we may have people here with those names. And I'm also like feeling names that end with I. Like if you had the name Macy, but it ended with an I, okay? So some of you may have names that end with I like that. Anyway, pile number 1, starting off strong. Let's go ahead. We're gonna find out expectations versus reality. So we're gonna go ahead and get one line for you, for your expectations, and then for the reality of what's really going on with this person, or what's up, okay? So let's go ahead and see what's up with expectation versus reality here. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups. All right, well, that's a hell of an expectation, isn't it, with the 10 of Cups? And let's go ahead and get 3 more. 3 more for expectations, 3 more for high expectations here for pile, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Wands, the 10 of Wands. Okay, pile number 1, I'm interested in what I'm seeing right now for you, pile number 1. And I'm already getting some messages. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the reality cards here. And yeah, so I just saw the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. So we could have a Cancer or Aries energy here too. But that feeling of like, I'll take care of you, I will protect you. Because what's that song by, isn't it Savage Garden? I'll be stand with you on a mountain. I want to lay with you in the sea. That type of thing, all right? Because the Emperor definitely represents those mountains, and then the Cancer energy, the Queen of Cups, represents the sea. So stand with you in a mountain, lay with you by the sea. I want to lay like this forever until the waves fall over me or the stars fall all over me, okay? But this sense of feeling protected, okay? And for the expectation here, and that somebody's really gonna show up in their divine masculine energy or their divine feminine energy. Like somebody is really, really gonna show up in a strong way, okay? Because those are two very clearly divine feminine, divine masculine energies with the Queen of Cups and Emperor. Let's go ahead and see what's the reality of what this person truly thinks about this connection right now in pile number 1, okay? What is the reality here? Spirit, can you show me the reality of the connection? The 5 of Wands, the Hierophant, okay? The 8 of Pentacles, and Justice, okay. And so that's pretty different than what the expectations were for this connection. And I say were because maybe for some of you, this is already like, you know, not gone the way that you want it to go. It's become a lot more work or a lot more effort, or it's taken more from you than what you anticipated or expected, okay? And let me just get my magic wand here, pile number 1. Speaking of the magic wand with the Page of Wands here, okay? And the Page of Wands to me is saying, I expect you to do things and I expect you to maintain the level of interest that you first had when I was with you or when I met you. I expect, you know, good things from this. I expect positivity. I expect this to actually take fire and also take root, okay? Because the Page of Wands in the tarot is the earthy part of fire. So really bringing that grounded energy that is true and real and passionate all at the same time. And also, you know, expecting that this person will take a lot of interest in you, that they will like show up very ardently in a very ardent manner, and that whatever obstacles come up, they're going to handle it and be willing to push through that, okay? And with the 10 of Cups too here, the 10 of Cups is like let's paint the sky, you know, red, blue, black, whatever your favorite colors are. Let's paint the skies the color of the rainbow. And, you know, we're going to have this magnificent, you know, future. We're going to have like joy and peace and happiness. And the 10 of Cups in the tarot is the Lord of perfected success. So it's like there's nothing else we need to do here. We just sort of like, you know, slide into each other. We just sort of fit like puzzle pieces. We just sort of mesh in a way that's like, you know, you bring, you know, you bring your things and I'll bring mine, and we'll just mesh and be in this beautiful, you know, magnificent river of light together. You know, it's quite the expectation. And you know, I also see here too with the 4 cups on both sides of the 2 and the 10 of Cups that, you know, both of you had your share of disappointments or seen your fair share of things not working out, okay? But I really feel like both of you were coming from a place of things not going that great, and together we feel, with the 10 of Cups together, we feel like stronger, we feel more connected together with the 10 of Cups, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune here too, like we have 2 10s because we have 3 10s actually. So we have 10, 10, 10, and we also have the energy of 10, 10 for those of you that are into like angel numbers, okay? But 10s, of course, representing a completion and a change in direction. But I think here with the 10 of Wands, it kind of went in the direction of, you know, like hardship, or it went in a direction that wasn't really sustainable, or the fire really wasn't sustainable, okay? Or something burned out quickly when we went from the Page of Wands to the 10 of Wands. But I also think your expectation was that if this person really likes you, and if they really care, and if they're really interested, that they're going to be active. They're going to ask you how your day was. They're going to, you know, inquiring minds want to know, pile number 1, that they will, you know, be fresh and be on it and want to chat, okay? And even if if they see you struggling with something, or if they see you, like overdoing things or struggling with things, like that they will be there for you. And I talked about that energy of like feeling protected and feeling like I'll stand with you on a mountain, that type of thing. Okay. Like expecting like, okay, I'm not going to be in this fight alone, and I can see, I could see that this person like really is putting in a lot of effort and really, really cares. Okay. And, that there's the expectation that if you're struggling with something, pile number one, that this person would notice you and notice that and would, comment on it or ask about it or ask what they could do to help, like actively take inspired action that's grounded in reality, okay, with the Page of Wands. And and I'm drawn to the blue in the background here on this Page of Wands, where it's like maintaining a certain level of curiosity that kind of keeps the connection moving forward, okay? And, in the tarot, the Ten of Wands is the Lord of Oppression. So if you see someone struggling, or if you see somebody that is having a hard time with something on their own, then why not, hey, I've only got one wand and you've got 10. I can help you. I'll take a couple, like I'll help you out with something. And like, for those of you women that are watching here that like men, it's like somebody acting like a true gentleman and truly helping out, or just even, in the way that a friend or someone that would like you would help you out. And and I don't think that that's like, an expectation that's out of whack, pile number one. Like if you truly have a connection with someone and you see that person is carrying their fair share of the weight, and even more so than that, like one should be interested in finding out why that is. I'm also drawn to the orange color here on the Ten of Wands, which reminds me of the sacral chakra, right? So saying something, if you see someone is struggling with intimacy, or struggling with certain things in their life, certain practical things, or just struggling spiritually, okay, too, because the wands represent spirit and action. So that's, the expectations. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have the 2-10-10 energies here. And it's like, the expectation is that if spirit brings us together, or if, the Almighty in the sky like sees and, carpe diem, sees the day, sees the opportunity, because there must be a reason why like me and this person are being brought together, and it must be for the betterment of our souls, and to be there with one another and to support one another. And some of you may have children, you may have your own children, you may have your own children from different connections, but there's this sense of like, you understand me, I understand you, we understand the importance of family and connection. And, and I can see the way that this person has their arms supportively wrapped around your lower back, pile number one. So maybe there was even an expectation of, like offering you a massage, or, the Page of Wands is very active and handsy. So, real hands-on type of energy. So it's like, oh, you had a tough day, you had a rough day. Sure, I'd love to give you a massage, and sure, I'd love to like help you lighten the load, okay? And so this expectation that if me and this person, crossed paths, then there must be a reason for it. And it's like, am I missing something here? Because I also feel like this connection started off on a really high note. And I'm just getting like someone did a bang up job, like somebody did a good job of showing interest at first, okay? Or the connection just seemed like it was, fated for good things, okay? And so those I feel like were your expectations, all right? And I mean, truly, if the connection started out in such a positive, energy with momentum, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about circulation and action, and about, it's Jupiter, it represents the planet Jupiter, so it's those passionate, open, wide feelings, you know, sky's the limit, the 10 of Cups, all right? And it's like, I can see good things ahead, you know, excited, the Page of Wands, but then, you know, sometimes it feels like a connection, chews us up and spits us out, okay? And that's can really be what the 10 of Wands feels like, is an energy of like, I can't do this anymore. This isn't like moving in the direction that I wanted to, because the 10 of Wands is where the fire energy has really like tapered off and become like hard to work with and hard to move forward, okay? When our like desire and our will is hard to align with someone else, okay? And you can see here why, because, you know, half of it here, we have the 10 of Wands, and then we have the 5 of Wands. So of course, half of 10 is 5. And, you know, this is the reality of what they're thinking, or this is the reality of what's going on right now. Pile number 1, which is disappointing, to say the least, I'm sure, you know, and because I feel like you guys are not one to always put all your eggs in one basket. I feel you guys are very bountiful, loving energy, but you also know like about the realities of things, and I think you can discipline yourself, okay? But you know, this situation ended up where it started off nice, it started off lovely, but it ended up in this combination of the Hierophant and the 5 of Pentacles, okay? So the Hierophant is a 5 in the tarot, and the 5 of Wands is obviously a 5. So we have 2 10s and 2 5s. So that tells me this connection is like half of what you maybe thought it was, okay? Like, you know, there's a lot of math going on in this connection, pile number 1, and it can get real, you know, tit for tat with the Justice card too. And it's like, I don't want to hear your excuses anymore, okay? So I do think that that is something that is coming up, like this person having excuses or coming up with different reasons why, okay? And it's like Justice, I feel like here, doesn't really want to hear it and doesn't really want to, you know, take anybody's like lukewarm, I don't know why I just wanted to say lukewarm tapioca pudding excuses, but it just is, it isn't, you know, it's not. And I think at first you were impressed because you saw that this person was a hard worker, and so you thought that that would translate into this connection. But I think that this person also has a temper, pile number 1. And I think they can be very stubborn. And I also think they could give the silent treatment at times. And I do think they want people to listen to them. The Hierophant is a card with the sense associated with hearing. So I do think they want people to listen to them when they are speaking and when they are, you know, at the center of what's going on. But I think at the same time, if people are not listening to them, they will just turn away from the situation and leave people to kind of fend for themselves, which wasn't really, you know, this whole idea of getting together to kind of like be there for one another, okay? And I also think there is something about the reality of the work that you two do that is coming into the equation here. And so the 5 of Wands is showing, you know, disagreements about like, you know, here we had this beautiful vision of like, oh, this is how we're gonna live, this is how our life is gonna be together. But then we have some difference in values here, pile number 2 or 1. I don't know why I said 2. Maybe you guys will watch pile 2 as well. But we have some difference in values because the Hierophant clearly knows what he or she values, okay? And isn't really gonna change, isn't really like trying to negotiate on things and isn't willing to change. And then we have Justice over here who, you know, is willing to hear both sides of an argument, is you know, very eloquent and wants people to respect the proper, you know, the proper avenues of conversation. And we have someone here who's more like a blunt hammer with the Hierophant, and then the other person who's looking for equality and looking for equilibrium in the connection, okay? So I think there's also an issue with work here, or somebody overworking, or somebody working too hard, where there is like, you know, one size doesn't fit all type of thing. And I feel like, you know, you maybe don't want to hear this person's excuses anymore of like, you know, why they are pissed off or why they aren't exactly having the time of their life, because I don't feel like they're really having the time of their life right now. I think there's a lot of, you know, heaviness around them right now. Pile number one, there's a lot of heaviness surrounding them. And the Eight of Pentacles can feel like where every day is the same, and that we're not getting any kind of like release from our duties or from what's going on, okay? And sometimes with the Eight of Pentacles, we can kind of disappear into our work, which, you know, if you had two people who were totally single or didn't want to be in a relationship, it would be fine. You know, Justice could do her work, the Hierophant could do his work, you know, everybody could keep their heads down and stay focused on what they're doing, okay? And that's what you see like somebody trying to do with the Ten of Wands, okay? But it's too much. And sometimes actually the Five of Wands is important, because if we have, okay, so the Five of Wands here I feel like is important, because it's better to actually discuss what comes up and try to figure something out and find a way to make it work that could work with both people, than rather just to like ignore the problems or bury oneself in work. Or, you know, it's, if there are differences of opinion between you and this person, or differences in values, or differences in way of looking at the world or acting, I feel like, you know, this Justice card is just like, I don't want to hear it, okay? And I've been fair, I've been patient, I've been, you know, I've done my best to do my part, but, you know, you're not listening to me. So there could definitely be an energy here of like not listening to each other, or the communication getting off to a very rough spot, okay? Where it's almost like I would rather like be anywhere but here type of thing, okay? And I just see two people who are having, there could also be a disagreement about someone's work or career or money, or issues around that are getting in the way, okay? And this could also be like someone starting a new job, expecting the best, realizing that it's really tough, okay? And that, you know, this could be two bosses and you in the middle of them, and then everyone else not really agreeing on anything and not being able to really work, and you're the one who's, you know, pounding it out and putting all the effort in, okay? So it just looks like with the Hierophant and Justice, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place here, and it's very hard to get out from underneath it, okay? And there could just be some practical realities and decisions that have to be made that don't really go along with coming together, you know? Because to me, the Eight of Pentacles here feels very separative, like work is kind of separating us, or, you know, practical life duties are kind of separating us. So I want to get a couple more here. Spirit, can you show me for pile number one? Can you show me for pile number one expectations? Let's do the expectations first. Okay, passion, yeah, with the Ten of Cups. Confidence with the Wheel of Fortune, confident in where something is headed and where something is going. And also maybe a living situation, or, you know, confidence in the passion that you two have together. We have consciousness, okay? That Page of Wands, very aware. And then we have protection. Yeah, looking for, like I said, that element of protection and being conscious of what it is that you want and need from a connection with someone, okay? And Yeah, so believing in the passion and the confidence and becoming, you know, becoming aware of this person. I feel like what you were saying is in the beginning, the passion and the confidence was super high. And with consciousness, we start to integrate someone into our life even more. And we start to like ground things a bit more over time. And then here with this protection, like we help each other. And we protect each other, and we're in this together. Okay. So I can see those were your expectations. Let's look at the reality here. It's like if we join our energies together, we can actually be strong together, okay? And maybe also a sense of wanting to protect this outcome in this situation, pile number one, okay? And okay, I just saw surrender, but let's go ahead and see what's the reality. Spirit, can you show me the reality here? Can you show me the reality? Faith, okay? And faith is definitely close to the Hierophant, okay? So faith that things could hopefully get better. Sometimes we need the Five of Wands, like I said, to show us where, you know, where we need to like put some energy into sorting things out, okay? We have hunger with the Hierophant here, and we have peace, okay? Yeah, so also with hunger and the Hierophant, to me that feels like quite sexual, pile number one, actually, and like wanting more, okay? And wanting, you know, wanting more for themselves is kind of what I feel here too. So we have peace, and then we have creativity, okay? So, you know, and then we have disruption here. So there's been disruptions in this connection, and the reality is that it's harder than what you guys thought it was gonna be, okay? And that's, you know, that's pretty true about relationships in general, or connections in general. Once we get into them, it's a little bit, it's always a little bit harder than what we thought it was gonna be. And it definitely has the ability to test us. And if we're not working together, then and coming up with creative solutions here with creativity, then or creative ways to look at things or do things or incorporate the other person into our life in a way that is fair and balanced, okay? And with this hunger card, you know, like I also feel with this Hierophant kind of hungering to get their way, or hunger to create more of a peaceful atmosphere here, okay, pile number one. But there's been a lot of disruptions in this connection. I do feel like this person is hungry for you, and I do feel like because it has been harder than what you thought, you're trying to think of creative ways, or maybe both of you are trying to think of creative ways to come together here. But we can't have silent treatment, excuses, that type of thing going on. We can't like bury our heads in the sand if things come up and just ignore them, okay? And I do feel like this person wants to give some type of peace offering to you, or wants to come to you in the spirit of peace. And I do think they're hungry for your body, pile number one. I'm also seeing that too. Their Hierophant is Taurus in the tarot, and it's a very hungry type of a sign, and a very hungry type of an energy, okay? And like hungry for your love, hungry for peace, hungry for like some sort of stability here. And it's like, okay, if we're gonna bring our energies together, this needs to be fair. We need to have a way to solve conflict here, and we need to get creative about what would work, okay, in this connection. All right, because I feel the energies right now are very disruptive. There may be other things in this person's life, and they may be confused about what road to take or what decisions to make, pile number one. So they may just be very, I do think they're hungry for peace. I do think they're trying to get through a difficult time here with the Five of Wands and faith. And with this Justice card and creativity, it's like, we'll figure something out, okay? So I do think there is potential here to work something out, pile number one. I mean, it is a general reading, so, but at the same time, if people, even through hard moments, can have faith in each other and, you know, put peace above like being right or the need to be right, and, you know, keep the passion going. I mean, I definitely think there's still passion here, but justice says that things need to be equal and things need to be fair in order to find solutions, okay? And justice in the tarot is Libra energy, and then the Hierophant is Taurus. So we could have, we have a lot of Venus energy here too. And a lot of passion, you know, passion and confidence in the future with this person, I feel like, okay? And let's go ahead and see what their feelings are right now for pile number one, and then we'll take it to the 18 plus extended reading, okay? So right now, Spirit, at this moment in time, what is this person's feelings for pile number one, please? What are their feelings? Okay, yeah, we have sorrow and we have true love. So yeah, they do have, you know, with justice, it's always like, on one hand, I'm really sad that things aren't going the way that we wanted them to, or things kind of fell apart here with the Five of Wands, but I'm trying to keep faith because I'm still hungry for you. And, you know, and maybe it's time to get creative about solutions here, okay? But I just think there can be like no more excuses, and people need to say what they mean and mean what they say with justice, you know? And so we have sorrow and true love here. So I think this person, they're sad and they still care about you, pile number one, or they still see you as, you know, this beautiful, passionate, you know, eager, ardent, sexy, fun lover, okay? I don't think that piece has really gone away. I think there's just been some pain here, maybe even misunderstandings as well with the Five of Wands, and things that we could maybe get past if we tried. We have cold here. Okay, so, you know, yeah, and, you know, this is like how, this is being sad about how love went cold, or how something went cold, okay? And, you know, justice is good at problem solving and coming up with solutions, okay? But if we bend the rules too much and we get a little bit too cutesy with it, we can end up violating our own like principles. You know what I'm saying, pile number one? So that's something to think about here. And justice could also be kind of like cold energy, okay? And I feel like some of you have maybe felt cold to this person, because, you know, they want you to hear them out, or they want you to like listen to them for some reason, okay? But I feel like you guys have gotten a little frosty, okay, towards this person, and we can see this person being sad about the hot and cold energies between the both of you, okay? And yeah, I mean, I do think there is a sexual hunger and desire for one another, but the winds are blowing hot and cold, okay? And justice says that we need to make a decision about something, okay? And I feel like it's making this person sad to think about, like, it makes them feel shriveled up and cold and lonely to think about, like, not being around you, pile number one, okay? Or not being around, all right? But I mean, I do feel there's like an urgency, not necessarily an urgency, more like a pile number one. I'm like rubbing my hand over my heart right now. It's almost like you're in their heart, or I don't have no idea why I'm doing that. I normally wouldn't do that in a reading. I'm also putting my hand on my head like I'm really thinking about something. So it's like this person has feelings for you and they're thinking about what to do, but they could be anticipating that you are maybe unresponsive, or that you're not, you know, that they already showed you kind of here with this 10 of Wands that maybe you feel like you can't count on them. Okay, so for some of you, I do feel like comfort and peace and all of that is really important. So if you can't count on someone, then it's like, what's the point of a connection? You know what I mean? So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you. We're going to go to the extended reading now, and we're going to find out more information about this person and their feelings, and we're going to get 18 plus as well in your extended reading. Okay, pile number 1. So you can find the link to my Vimeo channel below. Thank you so much, my dears, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's reading is called Expectations versus Reality, What They Truly Think. We're going to get your expectations on the top, the reality of the situation on the bottom. We're going to look at their feelings and what's going on, and then we will be having an 18 plus extended reading. Okay, pile number 2. So let's go ahead and get into it. Kudos for you for choosing the purple tea light. It goes really nice with my lavender candle today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. And the candle's actually lavender and eucalyptus, so it's quite nice, and nice on the throat too. No one ever tells you the true horrors of being a tarot reader, where your throat starts to hurt from talking too much. Anyway, pile number 2, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get enough of the behind the scenes, right? Pile number 2. So let's go ahead and, you know, they always have those shows where it's like behind the scenes with your favorite artist or musician, or, you know, it's like no one really wants to see how the sausage is made, but maybe you guys do, pile number 2. Maybe you're curious. You're just a curious human being, and you like to see how things work. I figure out, I was gonna say, I feel that about you, pile number 2, but instead I just said I figure out. So a lot of you like thinking about various topics lately, maybe just lately too. You've got like more of a philosophical energy, or just thinking about how things actually exist and work in the universe. Okay, there's a lot on your mind, I feel, pile number 2. Okay, and let's see what else for pile number 2. I just heard spiritual play date, so maybe some of you are going to hang out with some of your spiritual friends soon, or you're going to talk to a favorite friend of yours, and it always gets into some really interesting, cool conversation, pile number 2, but maybe you need a spiritual play date. But let's go ahead and see what else here. Any channeled messages for my pile number 2s? Okay, Spirit's showing me a pool table and showing me like the 8 ball on the pool table, and just all the different kinds of balls on the pool table, pile number 2. Okay, and it could be a reference to a game as well, or like playing a game, or being very clever in a game, and could be a reference to the magic 8 ball. But let's see what else here for pile number 2. Okay, I heard I just ate some spicy food, and it's like somebody just belched, pile number 2. Like, I just ate some spicy food. Sorry, it wasn't me, pile number 2. Was it you? But anyway, let's go ahead and see. I feel like somebody did have spicy food, and yeah, it's like I was gonna say undoing the layers of an onion, but like peeling back the layers like an onion, like you would with an onion. Okay, so pile number 2, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out what were the expectations, or what are the expectations, and then what's the reality going on here. Okay, so show me please for pile number 2. Show me please for pile number 2. Show me please for pile number 2. We have the 4 of Cups. You guys are funny though, pile number 2. I like you. We have the World card here. Oh yeah, talk about having a lot on our mind and thinking deeply and contemplating about life. We have the Chariot, okay? And then we have the Sun. All right. I'm already getting some stuff, so I just have to quickly say it, but this is the expectation side where we had just, I feel like you guys weren't even really looking for something, or you were just having an ending when you met this person, okay? Or maybe some of you had sworn off love altogether and you're like, you know, I'm too good for that shit. I don't want that shit anymore. It sucks. Keep it away from me, spirit, okay? I'm just gonna focus on having a good time, and I'm not looking to add anything extra into my life right now. Like, you know, I feel some of you could have been in a funk, and some of you could have had a hard time sleeping, and talk about getting rudely awoken with the sun, you know. But anyway, but I feel like the energy shifted when you met this person. Like something about your life started to take off, okay? And it could have been, you know, with work, it could have been with just certain elements of your life really started to like pay off, or efforts started to pay off, or things started to change rapidly. And I feel like, you know, when you met this person, you were stuck, pile number 2, or there was something very stuck and solidified going on in your experience, and you might have not been feeling very well physically. You might have not been feeling very well emotionally, okay? And there really is this leave me alone, I'm doing my own thing type of energy here. And it's interesting, I was talking about peeling back the layers of the onion, because you can see such a shift in energy here. And so I think when you met this person, some of you may have been kind of down, or you might not have really been high on life at the point when you met this person, and I get it. You know, I like your sense of humor, pile number 2, about life, you know. There's a song that says, sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it all comes together, and sometimes you're just a fool in love, okay? And anyway, so I think you were going through a period when you were the bug on the windshield here with the World and the 4 of Cups. It's like, I don't really like these experiences. I feel like I'm going to be alone forever. Like the dating pool is BS, and, you know, like I'm just over it, okay? And, but there is something enduring in your soul. Like you always pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward in your life, no matter what. I feel like pile number 2, through some pretty dark moments, I feel like you guys are like, you know, I can reinvigorate and reanimate myself and continue to move forward. But I also feel like this person brought in like more happiness into your life and made you feel like you weren't so stuck, and gave you a better version of what the future could look like. And we have 3 major arcana here. So this connection was a big deal, or is a big deal, pile number 2. And I do think it helped you guys to like snap out of it. Okay. You like my snapping right there? It's like snap out of it. And I mean, sometimes we're just down in a hole, feeling so cold, and that's, you know, how life is. All right. It's like, you know, I'm just going to focus on friends and having a good time and doing what I love to do with my life and working on some career goals or work goals. I'm not really like paying attention to all the drama and BS. Okay. But I do feel like this person brought you out of hiding, and it's like, wow, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone, and I can see all obstacles fall away, right? And it's like, this person, it's like, I have, you know, energy again. I have light again in my life. I feel like motivated. I actually feel like there's multiple things that I want to do, and I'm like, what should I do first? And this person is like, you know, like making my head spin a bit and making my heart sing. And someone here could have had a child too. There could be some family influences going on here, because the Chariot is Cancer, and the Sun, of course, you know, we have a child on the Sun card here. So it's like somebody brought some really exciting energy into your life. And I do think, you know, you were due for a turnaround, or you were due for a big change in your life anyway, pile number 2, because there was stagnant energy piling up. And, you know, I feel like because the World card is card 21. So I feel like between 2020 and 2021, there was like stagnant emotional and like energy around your space that was getting stagnant. All right. So this person ushered in a new era, or just a new view. I feel like pile number 2. And I do feel like with the Chariot and the Sun, there was an expectation that, like this could keep going, and let's let the good times roll, and it's like this expansive feeling where I feel like my life is finally moving forward again, and I just feel like excited to like roll out of bed in the morning. You're maybe even waking up earlier or having more energy to do what you want to do. And honestly, pile number 2, I think in general, you were just due for a change. And some of you may have met this person because they stimulated a big change in your life, or they may be in your life for that purpose. Okay. And yeah, so I think, it's a very nurturing and warm-hearted energy with the Chariot and the Sun. And with the Chariot, we expect it to keep going. The Chariot is still, get this, pile number 2, with the tarot. When you're studying the tarot and the Kabbalah and all of that, you'll learn that the Chariot is actually still when you look at it, but it's flying through all space and time and constantly moving. So it's kind of like, it kind of makes you feel like, wow, like it whisks you into another reality. It makes you think about things differently. It's like maybe you're still in the same spot that you were before, but everything just feels different, and it's like you're a ball of light moving forward on your cosmic mission. Okay. And yeah, warm-hearted, like, wanting to spend time, okay, here's the Emperor. So there we have some energy there. Let's go here and find out, let's find out the reality, okay? So we've talked about the expectations, and I think it was accidental expectations, pile number 2. I don't think you really went into it with some grand expectations of what it was going to be. In fact, you could have been in a space where you were just kind of like, yeah, whatever, whatever is whatever, and whatever's clever, and it ended up being like something very heart opening is what I'm seeing here. Okay. And intimate, heart opening, or it ended up really adding a lot of, salt and pepper and spiciness to your day here. So let's go ahead. Okay. There's the 5 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Okay. And, yeah, so let's go ahead and see what's the reality. Spirit, the 5 of Pentacles is a real, it's hard to always keep something going on such a grand level like the Chariot and the Sun. Okay, let's see, but not wanting to give up here with the Knight of Cups. And let's go ahead and see, let's pull. We want something intentional here because these cards just kind of flipped out, and again it just flipped out, and so it's accidental in a way, and I feel like kind of it's left you in a place of wondering, like, what does this person really think about me? Are they judging me? Are they like, what do they think of me? I think some of you are kind of assuming the worst about what they think about you, okay, with the 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. And it's like, I should have probably known better than to like get my hopes up, and I should have known better maybe. All right. And the Emperor is very firm in his position, and he's not really, moving, and he's very focused on like his goals and what he sees for his future. I'm also drawn to the armor because the Emperor is like very armored. Okay. And I feel like somebody here has gotten a bit more armored about the situation. Okay. And the Emperor does have a way of coming in like guns blazing. It is Aries energy. So it is like coming in with guns blazing, but I also think we've got this person has some armor around their heart, okay? And I think you can understand that, pile number 2, because I think you've also had experiences. Also, I feel like this person is used to kind of like doing things on their own. They're used to like just kind of existing in their reality, and they're just kind of used to like being the one that is calling all the shots, or being the one that has to get everything done, okay? And also, the Emperor energy is all about framing one's experience, okay? So I do think there is something about the way it's like, you know, I helped you when you needed help, and when you were down and needed it most, I was there for you and I helped you. Also, somebody here could have helped someone while they were sick or injured. Okay, and it's like I poured my heart out to you with the Knight of Cups, and I helped you get through a challenging or difficult moment. And it's like, now that that's over, it's like and this person I feel like wants to like do their own thing now. And now it's like, where do I stand here with the 7 of Cups? And the 7 of Cups is the Lord of illusionary success. So it gives you that feeling like, was it all just a dream? Okay. But I do see someone here really coming through for the other person with the Knight of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, and getting another person to like open up. Okay. But I do think there's some, you know, like mystery here. Okay. And we have 2 Scorpio cards here. Okay, the Knight of Cups is a Scorpio. The 7 of Cups is Scorpionic energy. And so we have Scorpio Aries here too. But I feel like another person was like kind of pouring, whether it was you or them, pile number 2, like pouring your heart out, okay? It's like, where do we go from here? Because I feel like someone's situated now, or they're okay, or a situation, they've got control of a situation now. And so, you know, or you've got control of a situation now. So it's like, what's our role in each other's lives now that things have kind of shaken out the way that they have, okay? And someone could have been going through a hard time financially too, and the other person was offering like emotional help, and was offering to help someone, and offering to be there for someone and to help them, you know, and the other person still didn't really want to accept that help, or still didn't really know like if it was real or not, okay, is kind of what I'm getting here. So I want to get some more cards out for you, pile number 2, okay? The Emperor is clearly saying, I've got this, I can do it myself. The Knight of Cups is saying, no, 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 let me help, or you don't have to do this alone, or I'm here for you, okay? But I think it might have kind of, it's like, where do we go from here? So I do think there is a question mark. It's like, we end on a question mark, okay? And we end up with somebody who isn't really sure of what they want, you know, is also what I'm getting here. Pile number 1, okay? For somebody who is like so gung-ho and really wanting to connect with someone emotionally, spiritually, sexually, who is like so gung-ho to kind of like make that connection, I feel like now is like questioning what they want and is trying to put themselves first, okay? So I see some of that energy going on here, pile number 2. Now, let's go ahead and look at what are the expectations, okay? What are the expectations? What are the expectations? Here, Spirit, can you show us the expectations? We have passion. Okay, passion was missing though with the 4 of Cups. It was completely missing. We have comfort, okay? A lot of you finding like passion in your interests, or with friends, or in hobbies, or different things like that. I don't really feel like you were finding passion in love. Like passion was missing. And we have comfort here. So seeking, you know, after a period of being alone and being on your own. Some of you, I feel like we're seeking that passionate connection, like with the sun, and also seeking comfort, you know, from the shittiness of the world, you know, which the world is pretty shitty right now. I will agree with you on that, pile number 2. And we all could use like a nice pair of warm arms to comfort and to cuddle us and to make us feel less alone in the world, you know. And that's what could have drove you to like open up your heart and open up your energy, because of seeking like passion and comfort more instead, because the 4 cups in the world can also indicate like boredom, you know, and not really feeling inspired. So that's where the passion comes in, and comfort too, right? So let's see what else here. Expectations. Okay, we have rest. All right. And yeah, I talked about how the Chariot is always is standing still, but active on all planes. Okay. So feeling safe and feeling comfortable, like you've got a place to rest and to, you know, like there's nothing to do, there's nothing to worry about, okay? Just relaxed, you know, feeling relaxed, comfortable, passionate, like just not wanting to be with anyone that causes you more shit is what I feel, pile number 2, okay? Just feeling comfortable to relax with someone and to just be close with each other, okay? And let's see, to feel comfort and peace in someone's arms. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask, pile number 2. I really don't, in terms of what you want and need. Some of you may have been denying yourself what you need for a long time. We have trust. Okay, so, you know, like trusting that if you open yourself up and you share some of yourself with this person, openly, vulnerably, honestly, that, you know, trusting that they will not lie to you and that they will tell you the truth, okay? And with the Knight of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, I see that somebody is kind of like continuing to help someone or continuing to show up for someone because they feel guilty, because the other person's not in a good position. And I see there is some, you know, issues here between independence and freedom with the Emperor, and showing up for someone because we feel guilty or this person feels guilty, pile number 2, okay? Like, and then, but ultimately with the 7 of Cups, feeling like, you know, we don't know what we want, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the reality. Spirit, can you show me the reality of this situation for pile number 2, please? Can you show me the reality? We have consciousness, okay? So this person waking up to, you know, what it is that they want and need, or just becoming conscious that maybe they don't need someone as much as they thought they did, okay? And let's see what else. Like, becoming conscious is the Emperor saying, I'm the master and ruler of my universe, and I say who comes and who goes, all right? I define the perimeters, I define the boundaries, okay? Also becoming conscious of one's power, I feel like too, or wanting to feel very empowered. Let's see what else here. Let's see what else. We have energy. Yeah, somebody giving a lot of emotional energy, okay? Sharing a lot of emotional energy, and then becoming conscious that, you know, the other person doesn't really know what they want, or they haven't really decided what they're doing in this connection, okay? So it's like the Emperor can put his foot down and say, you know, I don't know if I want to keep giving to this because it doesn't really support, you know, it's not really like supporting me, okay? Or something, you know, something to that effect, all right? Pile number 2. So let's go ahead and see, or somebody just becoming conscious of their own sovereignty and their own power, okay? And realizing that the emotional energy or love they were putting into something was actually like causing them to feel like shit here, all right? I feel that's you, pile number 2, that kind of went through that realization, okay? And I do think this person is conscious of the energy that you put into this and the fact that they've been selfish, and I do think they feel guilty, but I also feel like they don't know what to do about it, pile number 2, okay? So, all right, we have ideation, okay? And This is where, you know, with this Five of Pentacles is the opposite of ideation. Ideation is where we put someone on a pedestal, and the Five of Pentacles is where we put ourselves in the crapper, in the shitter. You know what I'm saying, pile number 2? Like, we put ourselves on the lowest ladder, but then we idealize the other person and start to feel like really fed by their attention and energy, okay? So idealizing a situation that may not be the best for your energy is what I feel going on here, okay? Also, I feel like this person thinking they put a lot of effort and energy into things at one point. Maybe you didn't know what you wanted, and so they just decided to do their own thing. I mean, multiple things here, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see here. What's the reality? What's the reality here, Spirit? What is the reality here? Magic. Okay. Yeah, I was blinded by magic. The Seven of Cups, though, is kind of the, you know, like I was, you know, I didn't know what I was thinking and doing at the time. I was entranced. I was pulled into your energy and pulled into your light. No doubt there is some, you know, like temptation and magic here between you and this person. And I do think this person kind of fights with their desires at times, like head versus, you know how people say that they're thinking, you can think with two heads. You can think with your head, or you can think with your head below the waist. You know what I'm saying, pile number 2? You can think with your head, or you can think with your, you know, lower half of your body. So I feel like this is kind of a question, because there is like a magic between you and this person, and I do feel it's very enticing, and I do feel you're very sensitive to this energy, and I feel they are too, okay? And you know, kind of all the you know, kind of all the like desire and obsession, maybe putting a veil around this situation, pile number 2, so that you maybe it's hard for you to kind of see it for what it is, okay? And although I do think it, like when it comes to your head, like when it comes to how you think about it, you can see when something is just an illusion, right? Because there's magic. This is the card of illusionary success, right? So it's like there's magic that is like cool and interesting and exciting, and then there's magic that's an illusion, you know, that's like before our eyes, something that doesn't exist, okay? And this talks about giving a lot of emotional energy to someone, putting them on a pedestal, okay? I do think this person is conscious of what is going on between you two. I do think they are, okay? I also think someone here could have like a little bit of a hero complex, or a little bit of a savior complex, like I'll come save you, I'll come rescue you, I'll come take care of you, okay? And with the Seven of Cups, it will like emotionally bond me to you in a very seductive way, is also what I'm seeing here too. So there could be a story about that. When I feel like with the Sun card, you just wanted it to be something pure and innocent that you could find, you know, a sense of peace and home, okay? So that's interesting, pile number 2. That's very interesting. And yeah, so, you know, smoke and mirrors with the Seven of Cups here, but also talking about like those deep feelings of devotion that bind us and make it feel like pretty intense, you know, like that there's magic in the air, all right, and magic all around you. So pile number 2, let's find out what's going on with this person's feelings. What is going on? Spirit, can you tell me what is going on with this person's feelings? Then we'll take it to the 18+ extended reading on my Vimeo channel. Okay, that card wants to come. Twin flame. Okay, so no doubt there is a, you know, and with the twin flame energy, it's like you know, somebody like, and you may not agree with twin flame or not, but to me, that just shows me of an intense connection between two people that kind of wakes up new things inside of them that maybe they didn't know they wanted or existed. And you can see like the shared thoughts going back and forth between you two, okay? And you can also see like the vulnerability and the show of vulnerability and honesty. And you can see the other person witnessing that in you, okay? And like wanting to be there, but also like conscious that maybe it's not going to be a part of their future, you know, like something isn't going to be a part of their future, like second guessing, like, was it just the magic of the moment, or was it really like, you know, was it really something else here? Let's see what else. Let's see what else here. Let's see what else here. Karmic partner. Oh boy. Okay. So, you know, it's like with the karmic partner here, we have, you know, we have a bit of a situation and a bit of a confusion. Okay. And it's like, you know, we started off with this like awakening energy, and then it ended up kind of turning to shit with the 5 of Pentacles. And I also feel like there could have been some codependency here with the Knight of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, and just with the 7 of Cups, like not really knowing what's going on and not really knowing what someone's up to and not really knowing like what the outcome is going to be. And I feel you guys have been kind of put in that position, pile number 2, and your trust may have, you know, wavered here. And that's actually, I feel like, the biggest issue for you guys, because I do feel you have a big heart. I do feel like you pour out your energy, for the emotional energy for the people that you love, okay? But sometimes maybe you feel like that's also binding you to them. So there's a need to be conscious of your sovereignty with this Emperor energy. Let's see what else here. Let's see, what are their feelings? Okay. So again, I feel like this is showing their feelings of confusion. Like that on one hand, they think that you're like very special and that this could really be a special connection, or that, you know, that this could be like part of their destiny. Okay. But then on the other hand, it feels like, then why does it feel so shitty at times? Why does it not feel fair? Why does it feel like we can't get our act together? Okay. And I do think you get this person on a soul level. I think you do, pile number 2. And that may scare them a little bit, you know? And I feel like this Knight of Cups here, I feel like you see through to the heart of them, okay? And you see through to the heart of their struggle. And I do feel like you want to show up with energy and be there for them, okay? And I do think that there are times when they did the same for you, you know? And I do think you guys understand each other's emotional hardships and the things that you've been through on a soul level, okay? But that's a lot of like, you know, that's a lot of going back and forth of somebody who's like, okay, this is like an amazing connection versus this is like something that I should avoid, okay? And with the 7 of Cups, we see somebody who's truly having a hard time deciding what this is gonna become. You know what I mean? Like what this connection is gonna become. But all they know is that you get them on a soul level, all right? That you're a person that could get them on a soul level, or that you would get them on a soul level, okay? But I also feel with this 7 of Cups, not really sure of which way this connection is going to go. Okay. So you see someone putting up their armor and keeping their distance here with the Emperor. So pile number 2, we are going to go ahead and get into your extended reading, and you can certainly join me on the 18+ extended reading. Pile number 2, I'd be happy to see you there, my darlings. And, there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below. Pile number 2, I really enjoyed your energy and the way you look at life. You know, there's a lot of highs and lows in life, but you guys are strong and mature. You guys know how to get through stuff. So thank you, pile number 2, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange tea light, and I wanted to say, pile number 3, welcome to your energy, okay? But here we go, pile number 3. We're gonna look at expectations versus reality, and we're gonna put your expectations that you have on the top, then the reality of what's going on. We're gonna find out where they're at emotionally and what they might be thinking too, okay? And then we'll hit the 18+ extended reading, and you can find a link to my Vimeo channel below. Okay, pile number 3, let's go ahead and get after it. Boy, I just got really warm during your guys' reading. Like, I am like legitimately sweating right now, pile number 3. Wow, okay, maybe some of you just came in from being outside, or you just got into a hot car, or because I'm feeling the heat, pile number 3. Let's see. Let's see what else. Okay, I'm also feeling the M name. Spirit is saying like Missy or Misty or Missy, okay? And someone could have a like friend or relative or animal or something with that name. Spirit is showing me that, okay? And let's see what else. I just heard left foot, or something. Left foot, right foot. Okay, so some days are so crazy. It's like this shoe goes on the left foot, this shoe goes on the right foot, you know, like, or you just have to think of how to walk without like falling over. I get it, pile number 3. And I like it. I like it. I heard some days it just feels like I'm going through the motions, you know, and yeah, so that's the whole thing of like, put the right shoe on, put the left shoe on, you know, tie the shoes, just kind of like going through the motions. And I think it's always at this point during the end of the summer, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, where things just start to feel like really like sticky and heavy and just, it's just a lot. Pile number 3, let's go ahead and see what else, okay? I just heard Red Robin, okay? So that's a restaurant, so maybe someone likes the food there or used to work there or went there. Also, somebody, we could be connecting to like bird energy or to the energy of a bird as a messenger. Pile number 3, okay? And yeah, so interesting. I love it when spirit, like, you know, there's certain goddesses that are associated with bird energy, and I am seeing that. And I know there's an Egyptian one that, is that Horus, that has like the face of the bird, okay? Because I'm thinking of an Egyptian god that also has like bird-like features, okay? So maybe some of you resonate with that energy, or goddesses that are very closely associated with bird energy, okay? And let's see what else. Let's see what else here for pile number 3. Okay, I just heard expose or something about exposing something. Isn't that like an article or something, like exposing something, or a written, maybe you guys like to write or you like to read, like, you know, maybe some of you are like obsessed with true crimes or, you know, finding out other people's secrets. Pile number 3. Anyway, pile number 3, let's see what else. I wouldn't want to lie to pile number 3. You'd probably see right through me, pile number 3, but let's go. Oh, there's the 10 of Wands, okay? So yeah, putting one foot in front of the other, left foot, right foot, and you can see he's leading with the left foot right there, and it's just like, you know, life is heavy. And we see the 9 of Pentacles here too, so it could definitely be something with money, or, you know, wanting to save up for something or wanting to make smart decisions, but yet, you know, the day is long, okay, is kind of what I'm getting here. Pile number 3, but I think your efforts are going to pay off, whatever it is that you're working on here, okay? And I hope some of you get to lay around in the lap of luxury after that. So pile number 3, it'll all be worth it. Maybe that's what you tell yourself, right? Like, it's like one foot in front of the other. It'll all be worth it someday, okay? And you know, it's like all about paying your dues, right? But I also feel like you guys have paid your dues. So pile number 3, let's go ahead and find out expectations versus reality. Spirit, can you show me pile number three's expectations. Can you show me pile number three's expectations? Okay, the Three of Wands. Okay, we have the Six of Cups. Good manners, at least. We have the Four of Pentacles. They pay, not you. Okay, I like it. This is kind of like, I feel like going out on a date type of energy. And the Magician, wow, I'm ready for the magic now, pile number three. And look at the Fool on the bottom of the deck is like, hey now. And you guys desperately need some of this new energy and fun energy. Some of you could have had like a very serious mother or a very serious parent, or even at work, like you come up with new ideas, or when you were a kid, you had like flamboyant energy or fun energy or new ideas all the time, but someone was always cutting you down or cutting you off, and always like, you know, just really didn't, I mean, was a poor sport or didn't like you to have fun or wasn't really like, and it's like, lighten up a little bit, okay? I love the Queen of Swords, but I feel like in this case, it's like, lighten up a bit. And maybe you guys are very like on yourselves. You're very hard on yourselves at times. And yeah, so anyway, pile number three, maybe you're perfectionist or you're just like, that's stupid, I shouldn't do that, that type of thing. So pile number three, I'm here to release some, you know, flowing Fool type energy into your life and bring the magic back. And I mean, I feel like your guys' expectations are pretty, you know, like normal, okay? And some of you may be wanting to go out on a date, or you may be wanting to get to know someone, or you may be, you know, chit-chatting with someone or thinking about your expectations with someone in the future. And, you know, I feel like if you guys ever asked yourselves, like, are my expectations too high? Because I feel like you guys could have met like a lot of clowns in the past, and maybe you guys rejected a lot of people and you're just like, yeah, that ain't gonna cut it, you know. But anyway, and I don't really think your expectations are too high. I do think you're in need of an adventure though, and I do think we need to bring some magic into your life and some flirtation. The Magician is very flirtatious, and I do think you expect that whoever you're talking to is going to be a great conversationalist, smart, funny, engaging, curious, okay, and witty. Did I say witty? Okay, like on their game, on their toes, has able to talk about a variety of subjects. All right, that's nice. Okay, and somebody who can kind of keep the conversation flowing, although I think you guys can keep the conversation flowing just fine too, but like, you know, you don't want to have to force it, right? And I think you guys are just saying, well, I don't want to have to force it. I just want there to be like a good dialogue between me and this person or whoever you're going out with. And it's like, yeah, you know, like that's cool. I like that. It's not like, I mean, I feel like you're not asking for the world here, pile number three. You're just asking for, you know, the Six of Cups is, to me, seems like a very polite energy in this reading. It's like, you know, okay, I'm gonna like be organized. It's like, let's be organized and come up with a plan. And I show up and bring you flowers and you're like, wow, thank you, you know, and the person tells you, you look nice today. And they notice that maybe you want something else, and they're like, oh, do you want this, like, you know, more expensive bottle of wine, or would you like, you know, or would you like to go here instead of there? Like, ask you your opinion, ask you what you think, this type of thing. I don't even think it's about spending like all the money. I think it's about, you know, the intentions behind it. And the Six of Cups also talks about having a friendly like rapport and feeling comfortable with someone, okay? And having like a natural interchange where the vibes are good. It's like, no, we're not like throwing each other down immediately and like, you know, kissing each other and like, you know, tearing off everything, you know, tearing off clothes or whatever. But we are talking, we are flirting. There is fun, there is energy, and there's good vibes. So I like that for you. And with the Three of Wands, I think you guys have you've actually adjusted your expectations. I feel like maybe in the last couple of years, and like, I feel like you guys realize that you know, in the past, maybe you were a little bit passive, like whoever came into your life was kind of who came into it. But lately, I feel like you guys are being more active. I mean, honestly, when I see this, I feel like you're being pretty healthy about kind of going after what you want and, you know, like not sitting on the sideline. I mean, maybe a little bit. For those of you that are sitting on the sidelines and waiting for the magic to come to you, maybe you do need to shift your expectation in the sense of getting out there more, okay? So I am seeing for some of you that may be it, okay? For those of you that already shifted that and you already are like opening up, then good for you, okay? And I like that for you, pile number 3. That's very, you know, interesting. And you know, I just got the word fascinating. So like having fascinating conversations, having fascinating connections. And yeah, of course you want to be attracted to the person, right? But at this, and motivated and excited and all of that too. But, you know, they need to do their fair share as well, okay? And with the 4 of Pentacles here, I feel like you guys are just like, you know, they can pay. I don't want to spend any of my money because look at you guys over here. You're working it, all right? 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. You know, you've had to work really hard to get to where you are today. And, you know, and I feel like, you know, you've had to like save and be frugal and work hard. And I just think you're not trying to like blow all your money on things, and you're not trying to, you know, like have your abundance interrupted, which, you know, that's cool, pile number 3. I like that for you. And you're better than me, pile number 3, because when I went on dates in the past, I would always say, oh, I'll pay half, or I'd always offer, you know. And with the 6 of Cups, it's like, maybe you do offer because it's polite, but then the person's like, oh no, I got it. And you're like, okay, good. I didn't want to spend my money anyway, you know. But pile number 3, I like it. I like it. So you're not wanting to spend a lot of money, and there is like more of a frugal thing here. But it's like we could have fun like getting out of the city. We could have fun going out in nature. We could have fun going to see like a beautiful sight or scenic view. You know, it's like the vibes, okay? Just keeping the vibes flowing. And I don't think that's too much to ask, pile number 3. I actually like it, and I think you are set up here to meet someone, or you're set up here to be a healthy dater. Jump into that, okay? And you may have been waiting a little bit, you know, here with this 3 of Wands. I mean, it's a Sun and Aries card, so it's not that passive, but it also represents a person who's already covered a lot of ground and is kind of like seeing what's out there. So it could be that moment before we hit the Aries energy, okay? Kind of hanging back out in that Pisces space, all right? But let's go ahead. Some of you may have Aries or Pisces in your chart. Some of you may have, you know, like fire or air, something in your chart, but you also have that very sensitive, romantic, watery Pisces, Cancer, you know, scorpionic energy, like deep within, okay? But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see for my pile number 3s. What's the reality here for my pile number 3s, please, Spirit? What is the reality that we have going on here? What's the reality? 8 of Pentacles. We have, oh, the King of Wands. Alrighty then. The Lovers. All right now. And the Emperor. Okay. Pile number 3. And the 2 of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. So we see you guys having to do a little bit of fancy footwork here to kind of, maybe some of you even dealing with 2 people, or dealing with, although I don't feel it's 2 people, pile number 3. I really don't, because you're like with Temperance here, it's like, oh dear God, Natalie, like I don't even know, you know. And I feel like you try, I don't even know if I could handle that. Who has the time, right? But the pages, that's why I always say, like with non-monogamy, which I've practiced non-monogamy, so I'm not knocking it, pile number 3. I don't anymore, but like my whole thing now is who has the time, you know? But anyway, I feel like you guys have tried to kind of like strike up conversations and try different things, but sometimes it leads to nowhere. And you're looking for a good time, and then you run into like players and assholes and stuff like that with the devil, okay? But I am not like focusing on that, pile number 3. I'm not focusing on the past and things that have happened before. What I am looking at is some very strong energy right here, okay? And again, with the Lovers, I think you are at a important, you know, crossroad in your life where you're like, okay, you know, like it could go this way or it could go that way. And I think you're fiercely independent, or you have that ability to be independent, pile number 3. And you don't really want to be with someone who like can't think for themselves, doesn't have their own life, can't take care of themselves. And the Emperor too has money, you know? So, I mean, I do feel like you guys are meeting, or you know, maybe it's not the most rich person on the planet, but the Emperor knows how to like be mature with their resources, okay? And the Lovers is Gemini here. So I do think there's really good conversations and communications. I do think this person is trying to like get to know you here with the King of Wands. I do think they have interest in you. I do think there is a person or person coming your way who is quite into you, okay? And for some of you, there may actually be someone at your work that has a thing for you, okay? But I also think some of you here are very hardworking at whatever it is you do, whether it's just, you know, creative hobbies, whether it is your work, whether it is your family. Like you guys are, you know, like hardworking people. And I feel like this person is too, okay? And I feel like your guides are also noticing all the work you've done on yourself, pile number 3. And, you know, and I just think, you know, if somebody, okay, here's the thing. With the Lovers, we have to like, it needs to be equal, okay? And there needs to be an equilibrium, and there needs to be open communication, and there needs to be, you know, like everyone gets their turn to speak, okay? And we definitely don't want to be like looking down on someone for what they do or for the work that they do. And I do think if that happens, somebody could become a little bit offended. Pile number 3, that could be you, that could be them. But I also see here somebody kind of like, you know, somebody here could be a business owner and the other person isn't. And, you know, is like, well, why don't you just start your own business like the Emperor? Why don't you just, like, you know, kind of like maybe looking down on someone a little bit is maybe not being as, like being hardworking, but not being as high status or stature. Okay. And if somebody in the connection acts like that, like, you know, too much hubris or looking down on other people, like that is not a way to act. Okay. So I just want to get that out of the way if there's something going on like that. But yeah, I also feel like this person I'm seeing someone here that has like a pointier chin as well too. And we have the King of Wands as Sagittarius, and then we have Virgo here. So we could have Sag and Virgo energies. But, you know, I feel like this person is interested in what you're doing for work, or is interested in talking to you about something, or is interested in like what's taking up so much of your time as well, okay? Because I feel like you guys are very engrossed in what you're doing and you're quite good at it, or your hobbies, your interests, your goals, whatever it is that you're working on, I feel like you guys are fairly engrossed with that, okay? And I feel like this person is trying to talk to you or get to know you, okay? But, you know, and is trying to strike up conversation or have open energy with you here, okay? But it's like, you know, are you like open for that, okay? The Emperor too, I feel like the King of Wands is sexy, pile number 3. And it might be there might be two choices here between somebody who is more like dignified or serious, or somebody who is higher up in stature versus somebody who's maybe more like working, in the process of working for what they want and not totally there yet. But I also think this person is sexy, they are outgoing, they like you. I also think they're very passionate, and I do think they're hot as well. I've said that several times now, pile number 3, okay? And I do think they're actively trying to get to know you. I think there's another person who could be acting a little bit colder, okay? Especially trying to strike up a conversation, could be acting a little bit colder. And some of you may be doing some online dating, or you may be exploring your options right now, or out there dating, okay? And there's 2 people, or there's one person who at one point is really, really interested, and then other times it seems like their attention is completely somewhere else, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting here, pile number 3, okay? And I feel like with the Lovers, it's like, okay, we need to kind of like make a choice here about what type of partner it is that you're really wanting, because you say you want, you know, somebody who's very communicative, open, fascinating to listen to, fun, knows how to bring up a lot of subjects, okay? And I honestly feel like the King of Wands is the way to go for those of you that have 2 things going on right now, okay? But I do think some of you with this Magician are waiting for this Emperor, or waiting for this situation over here to clear up, or waiting to hear back from someone, while at the meantime someone's trying to holler at you or trying to chat with you, but you've been busy, or kind of maybe putting them on the back burner, all right? So maybe there's a need to kind of like, you know, maybe there's a need to, I feel like there could have been someone that you guys wrote off that you're like, but, and then you want this person over here, this Emperor. But I also just feel like that person may be a bit more reserved, or their personality may be more like, they may be less open and jovial and fun, and then say like the King of Wands, okay? So let's go ahead and say expectations, or maybe, you know what's interesting, pile number 3, maybe you were expecting someone to be open, interesting, and jovial, but they acted cold, or they acted like distant, or they acted like they didn't really act like they did when they first reached out, okay? So some of you here with this Lovers card thinking about like, can this energy shift, or is this person really like that, okay? So let's go ahead. Very interesting. Whenever the Lovers shows up, I always say the Lovers is one of the most complicated cards in the entire deck. There's a lot of layers there. There's a lot of analysis going on. So let's go, because the Lovers in the olden days used to be the card of 2 paths, right? So two different ways of behaving, 2 different personalities, or 2 paths that one could take. So let's go ahead and see. Spirit, can you show me expectations here for pile number 3? Can you show me the expectations? We have reflection. So, you know, reflecting on what's happened and how far you've come on the past. We have growth. Yes, I love that. You guys are getting more active about what it is you want. And I do feel like you've been having some healthy growth within yourself. We have protection. There may still be a part of you that wants to experience the magic, but also doesn't really want to give too much of yourself away yet. And, you know, reflecting on maybe the times in the past when you held back with this 3 of Wands. Okay. And then we have passion, but you're looking for it. Okay. You're expecting the magic with the Magician and passion. Okay. But I also feel like for those of you that are still really protecting yourselves or really holding back, it's hard to have that growth and have that passion if we're not like taking a risk, okay? And that's where I think you guys have been reflecting, and where you've been like, you know, putting it, okay? Like putting your energy. But I feel like sometimes you guys put your passion to people that are like distant or closed off, okay? So, you know, look at abundance on the bottom of the deck. So talking about the growth with your money and your abundance here too is like a real, is a big thing going on as well, all right? And let's go ahead and see. I feel like some of you maybe want to get out of a certain role because you don't like your boss and, you know, they don't really respect you or take care of you the way that you need to be. And some of you may be looking to move to a different company or move up or do your own thing here too. Maybe some of you are trying to make a decision about that. But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead, because the Emperor, I'm getting this energy of confidence, right? And the Eight of Pentacles can be very humble, okay? So there's this energy between being confident and being humble. And it may even come into your work, pile number 3. But let's go ahead and see the reality. Spirit, can you show me, like, you know, that you can hear. Okay, I'm gonna do, I could keep talking, pile number 3. Sometimes I need to learn to shut up, but let's go with the reality. Let's see, Spirit, can you show me the reality, please? Here, we have happiness, okay, and we have comfort. I like that. See, this is why I'm liking this King of Wands, because I feel like you can be yourself around them, and you could like dress however you want, or dress down, or, and I do feel like happiness and comfort. Hey, now we have strength, okay? So with the Lovers and the strength, the power of the mind to make the right choice and pick the right path for ourselves. And sometimes how, you know, we have to like show strength in order to pick the right thing. We have abundance in the Emperor. I think that's you guys, pile number 3. You guys want to be the Emperor with the abundance, okay? And you're looking for happiness and comfort and a positive connection, okay? But, and also I feel like here, when I said that this Emperor had more money than maybe this situation over here, I was right about that, okay? And I do think there is somebody who is abundant and make smart decisions with their money. People may not know that they have money. They may be like kind of secretive about it at times, okay? But I feel like, you know, there also could be an abundance of passion between you and this Emperor, and it's taking all your strength not to just reach out and grab them, okay? Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab ya, okay? But I do think there's more happiness and comfort in this situation here, okay? And sometimes we have to have the strength to make a decision about what direction we're gonna go, okay? And that's the reality of it, right? Because we can want all the passion, you know, and not really have to change anything. And we may want to think about like leaving someone or taking a different path here or getting all turned on by doing something else, okay? But at the same time, I do feel there's more comfort and happiness here. And I feel like this is probably the stronger choice. Although I feel like you want to try this out over here. Pile number 3, okay? I thought your reading was going to be, you know, easy. It's complicated, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and see. Then we'll take it to the 18 plus extended reading. All right, maybe that's your Facebook status for your relationship status. It's complicated. Do they still have that as a status? Anyway, it's complicated. And as Avril Lavigne would say, why do you have to go and be so complicated? Okay. And anyway, let's go ahead and see for pile number 3. What is this person's feeling? Okay, lust. Oh yeah, baby. There's an abundance of passion here. Okay, there might be comfort and happiness, but not, you know, for some of you, you may already have a partner. Okay, if this resonates, you may already be with someone that you're happy with and things are technically fine to find on the day-to-day, and you find comfort and strength in that decision that you made to be with this person, but you're wondering, like, what about this Emperor? I'm sensing it. Lust. Okay. Yeah, why do you gotta go and be so complicated? Pile number 3. You make the reading so hard. You make my eyes split open. and I'm jaded. Okay, but anyway, pile number 3. I'm trying to sing Avril Lavigne to you. Those are not the lyrics. How does this person feel to pile number 3? How are they feeling? Oh, forbidden. I asked, how are they feeling to you? So it is a lust that is forbidden. What is up, pile number 3? Do you guys have some forbidden fantasies or some forbidden lust? It's like, you know, it's almost like with this forbidden energy, like what I want isn't important. I can't have it, okay? And there may be certain realities and practicalities with this King of Wands and Eight of Pentacles that you really can't ignore, okay? And it may have to do with money. Maybe some of them take care of you financially, or maybe you guys have a nice life with them and it's day to day, one foot in front of the other, things like that. But it's just not, you're not feeling the, you know, you're not feeling the intensity that you do over here with this Emperor, okay? But let's see, all right? It's like if we could get something going on, wink, wink, okay? Let's see what else here. Unspoken feelings, okay. And yeah, so we have karmic partner on the bottom of the deck and untouchable. So, you know, you guys may think that this connection maybe isn't attainable in reality. In your mind, it's beautiful magic, sparks flying, but in reality, it's maybe wouldn't work, okay? But we have karmic partner, untouchable, rekindle, and there's still hope, okay? So some of you could be kind of living off hope sometimes a little bit, all right? And I feel like maybe that's what you've been reflecting on, and the need to kind of like move forward or decide what it is you're gonna do. So there is lust between, this person feels lust towards you. They do have unspoken feelings that they wish they could share, but you can see the Emperor is pretty much armored up, okay? There is some unspoken feeling that is shared between you both, and this could have been like a friend or someone you knew from a long time ago that popped back into your life, or this is somebody that is a friend of the person that you're with. Like there could be, you know, multiple layers here, pile number 3. And this, like you feel forbidden to this person, but there is unspoken feelings and a real energy of lust between you two, okay? Pile number 3, but you know, reality is like where we find comfort and happiness, you know, or like, yeah, where we find comfort and happiness, pile number 3. Lots of things going on, lots of things I could say here, pile number 3, but I'm going to close the reading there for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and take it to the extended reading next, 18 plus, for those of you that would like to join me there, and there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below. Thank you so much, pile number 3, and thank you to everyone who came here today. Take care.